You ask once. Nothing. You ask again, a little louder this time. Still nothing. By the third try, your voice has an edge to it, and somehow, only then, your child finally looks up and moves. If you've ever wondered why it takes raising your voice to get through, I want you to hear this first. You are not doing anything wrong, and your child is not ignoring you on purpose. There's a real reason this happens, and once you understand it, you can stop the cycle before it ever gets to the yelling. In the next few minutes, I'll show you what's actually going on inside your child's brain when they don't respond, why the third, louder ask is the one that works, and one small shift you can make that gets them listening before you ever have to raise your voice. Let's start with what's really happening. Your child's brain is built to filter. Every moment, it's flooded with sound, color, movement, and feeling, and to function, it has to decide. When you call out an instruction from across the room while they're deep in play or watching something, their brain often files your voice under background noise. It's not defiance. It's the same reason you can stop hearing a fan running or tune out traffic outside your window. The sound is there, but it isn't reaching the part of the brain that acts on it. Now here's the piece that explains the yelling. When your voice rises and sharpens, it carries emotional urgency. The brain is wired to notice that instantly, because a sharp, loud tone can signal something important or even threatening. So the yell cuts through the filter and finally registers. The problem is what your child quietly learns from this, that the calm asks don't count, and the only signal worth responding to is the one that comes with stress. Without meaning to, the cycle trains them to wait for the yell, and it leaves you feeling guilty after. So the goal isn't to find a louder, firmer way to deliver the instruction. The goal is to get your child's attention before the instruction, gently. There's a simple principle behind everything that follows, and it's the heart of how we do things here on The Quiet Way. Connection before direction. You capture attention softly first, and only then do you ask. Here's how that looks in real life. Let's say it's time to put shoes on, and you're already running late. First, get close. Don't call from the kitchen while they're in the living room. Walk over, into the same space, within arm's reach. Distance is one of the biggest reasons your voice becomes background noise. Second, get down to their level. Kneel or crouch so you're roughly eye to eye. This alone changes everything, because you're no longer a voice from above, you're a person right in front of them. Third, make a small connection before you say anything important. A gentle hand on the shoulder, their name said warmly. And then wait. Wait for their eyes to come to you. This takes maybe 5 seconds, and it's the step almost everyone skips. Their eyes meeting yours is the signal that your words are now reaching the part of the brain that can act on them. Fourth, give one instruction and keep it short. Shoes on, please. Young children between 3 and 7 can usually hold only one clear step at a time. When we stack instructions, get your shoes, find your jacket, and don't forget your water bottle, most of it slides right off. Fifth, pause and let them process. Count to 5 silently in your head before you expect movement. Children need a beat to shift their attention from what they were doing to what you've asked. That silent pause feels long to us, but it's often all they need. And sixth, if they still don't move, follow through warmly rather than repeating yourself louder. Offer a gentle hand, guide them toward the shoes, stay calm. I'm going to help you get started. You're not giving in, and you're not escalating. You're simply making the next step happen with them. Now let's talk about the words, because small changes here make a real difference. Instead of, "How many times do I have to tell you?" which only adds stress and tells them nothing useful, try, "I'm going to help you start." Instead of asking a question you don't actually want answered, like, "Why are your shoes still off?" simply describe what you see. Your shoes are still by the door. Describing instead of questioning removes the pressure and points them straight at what needs to happen. There's a name for this small habit, and it's the one thing I'd love for you to take away today: the 10-second reset. Before any instruction that actually matters, spend 10 seconds connecting first. Close the distance, get to their level, catch their eyes, then ask. I know 10 seconds can feel like time you don't have when you're rushing out the door. But compare it to the cycle you already know. Ask, ask again. The 10-second reset is genuinely faster, and it costs you none of that guilt. And here's why this works so well. You're no longer fighting your child's brain, you're working with it. When a child feels seen, when someone comes close, gets down to their level, and speaks to them directly, cooperation goes up on its own. Not because they're being controlled, but because they finally feel like a person being spoken to, not a target being managed from across the room. One honest note before we finish. Every child is different, and this isn't a substitute for guidance from your pediatrician or a child specialist if you're ever concerned about your child's hearing, attention, or development. What we're talking about here is everyday listening at home, not a medical concern. If this helped even a little, subscribe for calm, practical explanations just like this one. No pressure, no shame, just small, doable things that actually work. I'll see you in the next one.